the most common succulents in California, from the coast to the foothills, is Aloe arborescens. It's one of the easiest to grow landscape succulents. There's no need to buy it. It's so common, it's a pass-along plant, meaning any friendly neighbors who grow it will likely give you cuttings. But before you go knocking on doors, here's what you need to know to help Aloe arborescens thrive. I'm Debra Baldwin, author and expert on succulent plants. I've grown Aloe arborescens for over 30 years in my own garden northeast of San Diego. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about it, how to grow it, what to do to make it happy, and just all sorts of great tips about this fabulous plant from South Africa. It's a tough, resilient, beautiful landscape enhancement that is as drought tolerant and easy care as any succulent. I can't really think of any reason not to grow it, but I will tell you a few things that you need to know to keep it really healthy and happy. Although the species name means tree-like, well, it isn't. Plants consist of overlapping rosettes shaped like elongated sea stars. Rosettes form a dense mound over time, which may become as tall as 7 feet when in bloom. No worries, it's easy to whack back. Discard the cuttings, plant them elsewhere, or pass them along. With toothed edges that may look intimidating, they're no more likely to draw blood than prickles of hardened wax. These dramatic plants will grow within sight and sound of the ocean. Aloe arborescens is fine exposed to salt spray. I think of Aloe arborescens as the Laguna Beach aloe because it has naturalized along the cliff-top walkways of that city by the sea. Even as a child, I was fascinated by the flowers. 2-foot-tall coral red spires of elongated bead-like buds attract bees and hummingbirds, and against a blue sky are unforgettable. Best of all, like most aloes, arborescens flowers midwinter when other garden plants are snoozing. To take a cutting of Aloe arborescens, slice the stem about a foot below the top of a rosette. The gel is harmless, but stains clothing. Dig a hole big enough to hold the stem upright, insert it, firm the soil around it, and in a few weeks, roots will form and anchor the plant. In the meantime, the cutting will feed off the moisture in its leaves, which is the very definition of a succulent. Cuttings don't grow without roots, but they don't die either, at least not for a long time. Like its famous relative, aloe vera, the gel of Aloe arborescens can be used medicinally, although I don't recommend it. It's a purgative, meaning it'll clear out your digestive tract. An established colony of Aloe arborescens in a mild climate will survive on rainfall, but the plants look even better if hosed every few weeks in summer and fall. Here's a quality of Aloe arborescens you may not have thought of: fire retardants. Mounded colonies of rosettes with gel-filled leaves make an effective fire break. Now, in no way am I suggesting that Aloe arborescens or other succulents will prevent a home from burning, but there's no denying their high moisture content makes them more desirable in that regard than thin-leaved, woody plants. Several years ago, I did an informal video using cuttings of various succulents from my garden, placing each on an open fire pit. And I brought nice fresh green succulents from home, and then we
fried them, and they all had water, and we saw how they didn't really burn, but cooked, because look at how this had it's kind of still wet. Also, this one was just amazing.
It doesn't require rich soil as long as it's well draining, nor does it need fertilizing or irrigation, but it doesn't mind them either. In fact, it'll grow more lush and vigorous if pampered. Aloes, most plants for that matter, need sunshine in order to bloom and photosynthesize, so they tend to sulk as houseplants, flattening their leaves to expose more surface area to available light. Along the coast, Aloe arborescens wants all-day sun. Farther inland, some protection from scorching afternoon sun in summer and frosty nights below 25 degrees Fahrenheit in winter. You don't see Aloe arborescens in the desert, except rarely in dappled shade, because sun and heat are just too strong. Snobby gardeners consider it common and therefore boring, preferring more fiddly aloes, of which there are many. I show dozens of species on my website, and they're only a drop in the bucket if you consider all their crosses. Aloes breed easily, and many aloe cultivars are indeed lovely. Even Aloe arborescens, which is most often green-leaved and orange-flowered, has subvarieties that collectors consider cool. For example, Aloe arborescens lutea has yellow flowers, and leaves of Aloe arborescens variegata, my personal favorite, are striped green and cream. People who visit would love a cutting of it, and I tell them you don't really want it because it is infested with aloe mite. I have cut out all the aloe mite. I don't see any right now. So this goes to show you can have a plant that's infested with aloe mite, and it's a beautiful ornamental plant, but once in the system of a plant, aloe mite is there forever. I don't want to give someone a cutting and have it infest their plants and garden. Remove deformed flowers as well, because mites travel on air currents. The only other problem I've encountered during decades of growing Aloe arborescens was after a particularly rainy winter. Numerous leaves had dark pitted spots. I cut the plants back to healthy growth, discarded anything diseased, drenched stems and remaining leaves with copper fungicide, and in 6 months, the plants came back better than ever. If you love aloes, and Aloe arborescens in particular, and have observations you'd like to share or questions to ask, please do so on the corresponding page of my site. Let me know if you found this video helpful, and do ask questions if you like. My goal is to inspire you to enjoy using succulents in fun and creative ways in your own garden and outdoor living spaces. Do subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, enjoy my other videos, and visit my ad-free site for extensive illustrated information on every aspect of succulents. I'm Debra Baldwin. Thank you for joining me.